Are we live?
Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Real Estate. This is episode 3. It is Wednesday morning, February 8th, I think. And we're just a couple of minutes late because Ryan and I were geeking out over here on some things that we're working for our Wake Up Real Estate community and how we're going to bring even more valuable, good stuff to you and help you all grow your database. If you haven't already done so, I would highly encourage you to subscribe for free at wakeup.realestate. It is scrolling along the bottom. You can see the little white bubble over there with Ryan's. Why can't I ever, over there. You can subscribe for free. And we are building out a community for folks that enjoy what we're doing and organizing the things that we share to make it easier for you to implement the actionable stuff that we share on these sessions. So check that out. Subscribe for free. That will evolve and get better over time. So stick with us. Keep coming every morning to spend some time with us. Good morning, Winifred. Good morning, Mike. Thanks for chiming in. And we're going to start off with our daily scoreboard. So if you've been following along, each and every day, when you come, whether you check these out live or after the fact, we're encouraging you to comment below with your score from the last 24 hours or the last day. And the scoring is as follows. If you post the social post of the day that we shared, you get 5 points. For every new lead you get 10 points. If you have a conversation with a lead, which could be a phone call, it could be a text, it could be a private message exchange, it could be an email exchange, it could be a private message or a direct message, it could be hopping on Zoom, whatever that is. Actually, no, hopping on Zoom is worth more. But a conversation of some kind with a lead is 25. Face-to-face appointment, showing, listing appointment, etc., or a Zoom is 50. And if you had a closing, it was 100 points. Daphne already posted hers, which Ryan had shared, 15 from yesterday. Good stuff. And then, wow, Daphne, actually it was 80. Wow, what happened? That went up drastically. It must mean that she forgot about an appointment, is my guess. She probably forgot about an appointment or maybe a couple of conversations that she had. So Laura, 70. All right. And then part of that, and as our blatant bribe, to get you to comment with your score, is every day we're going to give away, Ryan is giving away $20 in credits to thanks.io. And so yesterday, I thought I had someone, but I just want to verify it's the right name that I'm thinking. Someone that's been around for a while, checking us out. Hold on here. I got to go check out the comments. I promise we'll get better at these things as we go. Still getting into the flow of how these will best operate. Good morning to so many of you. Introducing yourself. You know what? I'm just going to throw it out there. We're going to give it to him, even if he hadn't posted his score, because I know he's been commenting. Lance Whipple. Yeah. So email Ryan at thanks.io, Lance, and he will.
We'll figure out a better flow for that process.
Yeah,
for
totally.
Sure.
Again, we're working out the kinks on the fly here, so we appreciate you being patient with us. Chris Harris, 50. Angie, 100 points from Friday. Did that count? Well, maybe Angie's the front runner for tomorrow's winner. We'll see. Lars says, excellent, Daphne. Okay, so let's get into today's show. Ryan, if you want to, let me see.
I'm figuring out this streaming thing. Look, I did it. I changed the layout.
Yeah, look at that.
Everybody can see the screen up here. Real quick, the mortgage rates. Real quick, I don't think they've changed a lot, but let's just touch on them just so you can be informed when you talk to your folks. 6.09 is the 30-year fixed right now. I think that's right where it was when I started in the business around 1999. No, it might have been like 8% or something. I think when I bought my first house, it was about 6%. Right, Josh? Yeah. Is that where you were in the mid-2000s?
Yeah, for sure. Like I remember when we bought our house, I think we got 5.75 maybe.
Yeah.
5.85, something like that, 5.875 or something like that. So,
they feel high relatively, but it's still pretty low.
Yeah, and again, the key word in there is relative, right? This is all relative, and it's perception and so forth. Can you tell the story, and can you have a conversation, an intelligent conversation, and figure out too with the client or potential client how you might get that lower, right? It might not even be an injection in their mind. You may be making that an injection that doesn't even exist in their mind. Who knows, right? And you won't know that until you have a conversation. So
yeah, Laura's was 10%. So that must have been Laura. That must have been, I was probably in high school or before, like early 90s, maybe late 80s.
Yeah,
I imagine. Yeah.
Yep.
So rates are still down right around 6. Yesterday, Jerome Powell spoke. He was interviewed at something. We'll just do this part quick every day. That's the DXY. The 10-year yield went up. That's bad news. Interest rates will go up with that. Basically, it seems like the government's not that they think things are going to be okay. So whether you agree with that or not, they think things are going to be okay. So that actually means rates go up because I'm gonna have a hard time explaining this because it looks. All right, Josh, I'm going to stumble here. Basically, things are going to keep going up. The stock market's going up. And with the stock market going up and all that other stuff, interest rates might go higher in the next week or two. Who knows, though? Who has a crystal ball?
Yeah, it's hard to tell because sometimes these things are directly correlated. Sometimes there's a trailing effect, right? So it's hard to know for sure. But we're going to keep track of it here as we go through and do these live sessions, right? And the point, though, keep this in mind, please. Someone had asked, I think Angie asked for the daily scorecard again. Here's something important to keep in mind. Transactions are happening every day in your market, one way or the other. During the worst crash ever and during the highest of highs, transactions, people are going to continue to buy or sell real estate out of necessity or want, whatever the case may be. And so it's your job, our job, to find out where the opportunities are, who we can best help and serve and do that very thing. So Angie says 70 points. Yeah, right on. Good stuff, Angie. All right. Now on to our social post of the day, right, Ryan?
Yeah. So I took a little bit of a different turn today with this. We're taking a little bit of a different turn. So the last 2 days, we did kind of like a property link, the highest price property. We did a list of opportunities. Another type of post you can do, of course, is to share information. I'm a big fan of this macroeconomics guy named George Gammon. So I just posted a video from him talking about this concept of a crack up boom. I won't get too much into it. Basically, the theory is that if the touching upon like the Jerome Powell stuff, if financial conditions remain loose, a lot of people think that there's potential for real estate to just inflate like crazy. If we hit like a Venezuela type situation, real estate will be one of those things that people flood to safety to hedge against inflation. If they're buying gold, they're buying maybe Bitcoin or something. Real estate's one of those things. So the theory behind this post is not to say it's going to happen or have an opinion. I always try to stay apolitical with this stuff, right? But it's just like this particular video, he just posits the question, like, is this a potential thing for real estate, or maybe it could go the other direction and crash down? Well, if you make this argument that, hey, things could crash up, well, real estate's a smart thing to buy. So in my post, I just kind of give the information. I give a link to the definition of this crack up boom thing. I give George's 2-minute video, and I just say, hey, if you want to hedge against this sort of thing happening by picking up some Pinellas County investment real estate, let me know via private message.
Perfect.
So, soft touch.
A little different approach there. I too took a little different approach with my social media post of the day, which I did earlier. I'm not going to share it here because I'm going to save it for a later session, but I'll leave a little Easter egg. You can go and find it on my Josh Schoenly eXp Realty Facebook business page if you want. It was around, it was a more seller or listing centric post to help you maybe connect with some more homeowners in your market. And it is a model or framework that you can use in a number of different ways. So part of what you're going to get here with these social posts is also frameworks that you can use and apply in different fashions, right? So we've had the idea of, the highest price listing or a specific fixer upper, right? Here's taking a content approach. And you can lead with financing. Anyway, we're gonna continue to share those and dive into those and give you examples that you can R&D, right? Because one of the big things or the what we're trying to do with this show is give you guys some daily free coaching and accountability, that if you do the things, the action items that we outline here, you're going to come back tomorrow with hopefully more on your daily scorecard than yesterday. So Lance Whipple 55, right? And by doing those things, by taking those actions, you will naturally end up with the high number on the scorecard, more closings, right? Because if we grow and nurture our database on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, our business will naturally grow over time, for sure.
So Josh, I just want to share something. So this actual content of this post for today, it's on my Facebook. You can probably find it, facebook.com/askyourmom. But Josh, I am going to share something we've been working on, just that probably going into next week, hopefully we'll be ready. We will have all these social posts of the day and these kind of resources like videos, scripts, things like that. They'll all be posted for you to copy and paste in a nice little kind of forum area here that I'm just giving you a little teaser of today. Just need a few more days to build it out, and we'll be talking about that more in coming days. And
to get access to that, you can subscribe for free at wakeup.realestate. Wakeup.realestate.
We'll send an invite to that platform as soon as it's ready.
Totally. Okay, so let's go into, before we do the mortgage minute, I want to circle back to something that I sort of teased on yesterday's session. So if you missed yesterday's session, I would highly encourage you go check that out, number one. And number two, this is kind of closing a loop that I opened there. I talked briefly about Keeping Current Matters, which is a phenomenal resource for us in this industry. I would say it's one of the best, values as far as, things we can pay for. And you can get a lot of information for free. For example, every Monday morning, David Childers or somebody on their team does what they call the deep dive. And they will share information and data like this. Now, if you have a membership, you can brand some of these slides and shareable content, and you get blog posts, etc. But regardless, I hinted at these, so I want to give credit, A, for Keeping Current Matters, and B, just kind of dive into a couple of things that were referenced on Monday's deep dive, so you can be, educated and have a good idea of what's going on. So number one is the number of homes for sale, the active number of listings here in the United States. Right now, this is not. I know we've got some Canadian watchers, so you'd have to go and find that data in Canada. So this is for the United States, and as you can see, that as of the end of last year, so December, this is comparing the last 7 Decembers. Okay, so it is up. Inventory is up compared to 2020 and 2021. However, you can see that it is still, all things considered, much lower than quote unquote normal, let's say, right? Yeah. So still definitely a shortage of listings.
So people are hesitant to move or make a decision about moving right 100%, now.
Right. So having solutions and unique value propositions that can remove that objection is critical, right? I think it's critically important, and we can do, a deeper dive into some of those ideas and thoughts on future episodes. This is the graph or the information. I sort of referenced this, and I was, loosely interpreting this, but this is related to where interest rates are and how that correlates to demand. So, and this is according to the Mortgage News Daily. This data is according to the Mortgage News Daily and then compiled by Keeping Current Matters. I want to give credit where credit is due. So when interest rates are between 7 and 7.5, or let's just say 7 or higher, that will lead to weak buyer demand. Or in other words, buyers have more leverage when negotiating, because there are fewer interested parties, but it also means that fewer people are going to be, interested or looking, right? In fact, well, I'm gonna circle back to Texting Tuesday here in a minute as well. That often will then become an objection, when you're having conversations with potential clients. Between 6.5 and 7, limited buyer demand. Between 6 and 6.5, which is right, we're right at that cutoff there between good buyer demand and strong buyer demand, right? We're floating there right now. So like that's kind of encouraging, right? You may get that as an objection. I'm going to wait till the interest rates come back down. But the reality is the likelihood of them coming down to where they were, like at the historic lows, is not very great, right? It's not very likely. Could it happen? Sure. But anyway.
Playing back to that crack up boom thing, if they got that low again, it could be very bad for inflation.
Yeah.
The Fed, they're fighting inflation. They're trying to keep it down. So we're probably not going that low again. Yeah.
Yep. And then the last slide I want to share from their deep dive on Monday is this is a survey that was conducted by NerdWallet. And according to this survey, 67% of Americans say a housing market crash is imminent in the next 3 years. Now, does that mean it's true? No, but that is the perception in the market, of the general public. And so being armed with that information means we can be smarter about educating your local market about what's actually going on, right? Because the news is always trying to sell you the worst case scenario, right? Because that's what sells. And so when you're the person of reason or the person that's illustrating and demonstrating what's actually going on in your market, it gives you, a bit of a competitive advantage. So before I switch over to our mortgage minute for today, on yesterday's session, it was Texting Tuesday, right? And I shared a text message, what I call the golden letter template, which was very simply saying, would you consider selling your property at blank address to one of our clients? And we got a little bit of interaction, but quite honestly, not as many responses as I was expecting or as I have gotten when using that very same script in the past. Because, what you're going to find here as we do episodes of this is you're going to see a lot of recurring themes, right? Because what works once will work more than once, right? Like you don't want to go back to the well too many times or too soon, but that is a script that we had used in my business a couple of months ago, right? And it worked really well, so we recycled it. What I did though was I emailed it out this morning. And I already have gotten a whole bunch of responses. And so
did you email it to the non-openers?
No, I sent it. So what I did was I sent it to all of the sellers in my database that had an email and were subscribed. So I had so few. Now, if I had a ton of engagements to the text, I probably would have segmented it better. But I didn't have a ton, so I didn't really care that much. But I've already gotten a ton, many of which are, saying no, or some of them said I already sold that property, right? So we've got to clean it up. One of them said no, not for the interest rate at this time. So that's somebody that's using the interest that they will have to pay on the home that they buy when they sell their existing one. That ties into what I said above. And so I'm going to follow up with that person. In fact, I'm going to follow up with every one of these with a video reply, a personal video reply using BombBomb. I'm going to update the data for ones that have sold. And in particular, there are a number that are interested and asking, well, how much, or, what are you thinking?
What can I get?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll share that script real quick here because it was slightly different, but the same thing. So morning, Ryan, would you consider
do you have that on your screen, Josh?
I don't, because I don't have a way of, it's on my phone.
Okay. Got it.
But we'll add it into, this is a perfect tease. You got to subscribe at wakeup.realestate and we'll get it in there so you can more easily swipe it. So would you consider selling your property at, and their address, to one of our clients, and then in parentheses, for the right price, of course, and a smiley face? Let me know either way. And so very good there. Very good. And
That's very Dean Jackson-y, that one.
Now, 100%. And so
Really
you're foreshadowing. I'm going to reference Dean a little bit later with our mindset and motivation part of
okay.
these wake up real estates. But yes, very Dean Jackson-y, 100%. Okay, some great comments here. My first house was 8.9. My mother's first house 13. Interest rates don't matter that much. Still have buyers buying. 100%. There's always going to be people in the market, right? It's about finding those people and finding the best way to help and serve those people.
And Josh, can I insert there? I think that the counter to I'm not buying because of interest rates is you just say, well, they could go higher. Like there's a good chance they'll go higher. So you're actually better off getting in now. Yep.
And the other counter is you're paying interest one way or the other.
Yeah.
So anyway, Daphne says, did you listen to the Tom Ferry podcast? In fact, Daphne, that I was going to bring that up on our huddle today at 11 a.m. Today's episode on the Tom Ferry podcast was phenomenal. I saved the episode. I plan on listening to it several times and making a bunch of notes. So a good shout there. Thank you for pointing that out. Chris says this probably I should wait till our mindset minute, but pretty good. Chris says my fortune cookie last night. People don't believe what you say. They believe what they understand. People don't believe what you say. They believe what they understand. I like that.
Man, one of the hardest things to do is to communicate things in a universal third or fifth grade level, right?
Yeah.
And all the stuff we do. Yep.
Totally. 100%. Maybe 67% live where there will be a cash. I'm happy to live where 33% of us will experience a boom. Where is that? Florida, baby. Yeah, right. So that's the other thing to remember is all real estate is local, right? And so finding the opportunity in your local market, and maybe it is referring people to where they're moving.
If you're thinking Orlando, hit up Lance. If you're thinking St. Pete, hit me up. Referrals accepted.
Yep, right on. We haven't said that enough, by the way. So if you don't know me, I'm in Central PA, and so that's where my real estate team actively helps buyers and sellers, and our mortgage team is live now in 15 states. And if you'd like to talk about that and what we're doing to help bring referrals back to our realtor partners, go ahead and schedule a time to chat at josh15.com.
And Josh, the new portal that we're working on will have an area where people can kind of talk to each other and exchange referrals and things like that. But yeah. Yep.
Right on. Beautiful. Okay. We're going to keep it moving along here. So the mortgage minute today, I wanted to talk very quickly about FHA loans. Most of us know what FHA loans are, right? Most of us know that with an FHA loan, you can buy a home for as little as 3.5%. You can get up to 6% seller credit or seller help. What many real estate agents don't know or maybe have forgotten that I want to point out today, this is kind of like just a quick little myth busters, is that you can help or we can help clients with scores below 580. Basically, FHA, you can qualify for an FHA loan with a score of 500 or greater. Now, the criteria changes a little bit. So you have to have 580 or higher to purchase for 3.5% down. But below that, between 500 and 580, you can still qualify for an FHA mortgage with 10% down.
I did not know that.
Yep. And we've got several lenders that will do those deals. And if you'd like to chat about that, or maybe you even have some clients that have been previously turned away, right? They're motivated, they're ready, willing, and able, but they were turned away by another lender. I would be happy to chat and see if we can help them. Just schedule a time to chat at josh15.com or go find me on social and shoot me a direct message. The other point that I'll bring up with here is when you are talking to someone about financing, if they have 2 out of the 3 following things, we can most likely help them. They're either going to have really good credit, stable income, or some money, for a down payment. If they have 2 out of those 3, generally speaking, we can help them. If they only have 1, it gets a little bit harder, unless we're talking about, if they've got great credit and we're looking at doing a DSCR loan, which is our mortgage minute from yesterday's episode. If you missed it, go back and check it out. then that may be the case. But if we're talking about somebody that is looking to buy a home to occupy for themselves, they're going to need 2 out of the 3, either good credit, stable income, or money for down payment. As long as they have 2 out of those 3, we can most likely help them. So,
yeah, I did not know the 10% thing.
Yep.
I was not aware of that.
Now, in the interest of keeping things moving along, I'm going to save. I had a little email script and concept I wanted to throw out there. I'm going to tease that and save that for tomorrow, because we're trying to keep these episodes to about 25, 30, 35 minutes. So our mindset or motivation tip for today, I thought this was really good. And there's a lot of ways you can interpret this. No matter how much effort you put in, if you use the wrong tools, you won't make it. Okay. No matter how much effort you put in, if you use the wrong tools, you won't make it. And for us in business, the wrong tool could be even just the wrong mindset or the wrong, it could literally be a tool like the wrong CRM or, the wrong, I don't know. Well, what's another, quote unquote, the wrong IDX solution, let's say. It could literally be that. But in most cases, I would say in what we do, the wrong tool is often the wrong mindset or the wrong approach or the wrong niche, right? And so Ryan hinted at Dean Jackson, who is, both Ryan and I are huge fans of Dean Jackson. Dean Jackson is like the godfather of real estate marketing. And at this point, he's like one of the godfathers of direct response marketing in general. And I was listening to one of his podcasts the other day, and he shared this analogy that I thought was just fantastic. He said, what most agents do when they're trying to generate business is they take a slot machine approach, right? They're putting in money and pulling the lever and hoping that they'll hit big. And what Dean is a fan of and what we're a fan of is a vending machine approach. In other words, I'm putting money in and I'm choosing what I want to come out the other side. Okay. So slot machine approach is I'm just going to blindly make a bunch of phone calls, hoping that I hit the lottery. Vending machine approach is I'm going to strategically create a marketing campaign that identifies and connects with and attracts the type of clientele that I want to do more business with. 2 different kind of approaches there, kind of a mindset idea. I hope there was some value in that for at least some of you. All right. Let's see here. Some great comments. I love Dean Jackson. Yeah. His 9 words put my daughter on the map. His 9-word email. Yeah, that's one of his best. That's a tried and true, right? Are you still interested in buying a home here in Central PA? Laura says, great analogy. Absolutely. This is a great follow-up to our mortgage minute. Will the interest rates on the FHA loan be higher for those with a score of 500 to 580? Of course. Yes. No question. But the little catchphrase you can use is you're going to date the rate and marry the house. Okay. You're going to date the rate and marry the house. And we will continue to work with you to improve your score so that when rates come down, you're also positioned better from that standpoint so we can get you a better rate, right? Because it's going to be more advantageous for them to buy and start building their own equity than to keep renting, especially with what rental rates are in, just throughout the country. Lance says, we help people all the time in Central PA. Just saying, 100%. Snowbirds.
Central Florida.
Yeah.
Nobody's from Central PA.
We help people all the time in Central Florida, right?
Nobody wants to freeze their butt off. Central Florida.
Exactly. Myself
Get
included.
This PA stuff out of here.
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay. So on tomorrow's session, we've got 2 more sessions for this week. And tomorrow, we're going to do some tech tips. I've got some tech tips I want to share. I've been teasing this all week, and I'm going to actually reveal what I'm talking about, which is how you can earn some additional revenue by helping local business owners, even if they don't buy a house, right? Or buy real estate. We're going to give you some strategies, some things you can do, to earn some additional revenue by helping local business owners in your market. Friday, we're going to do cover some other strategies, some free ways to generate leads. And who knows, we may even be able to wrangle up a special guest over the next day or two here as well. If you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe for free at wakeup.realestate. Subscribe for free at wakeup.realestate. And as Ryan has mentioned the first couple of days, we want and encourage your feedback. If you have ideas of things you'd like us to share, or topics you'd like us to dive into, or if you have an idea for a special guest that we can try and bring on here for these Wake Up Real Estate episodes, we would love to hear from you. You can comment below. You can reach out to us on social. Hit us up, whatever makes the most sense. And Ryan's got the feed pull up here. This is where you can go to subscribe for free. And as we build out the community for our Wake Up Real Estate peeps, you'll have access to that for free as well. So you can more easily and quickly deploy the social post of the day, or one of the scripts, the text or email scripts that we discuss, and implement that kind of stuff into your business easily. So you can come back tomorrow with a higher score than you posted below today. All right, Ryan,
Awesome.
Any final words for the folks? Hard to believe it's only Wednesday. I feel like we've been this show has made it seem like, I don't know, like I put in a week of work already, but I love it. It's filling me up.
Thanks everybody for being here. Lots more to come, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, right on. See you then. Subscribe to wakeup.realestate, and we'll see you back tomorrow.